You're sitting up here wondering why you can't go viral. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, but be ready. As someone who's been posting content for years and only has seen recent success when switching to new platforms and changing my whole platform name and making a whole new style of content, and guess what? None of it really worked. Okay. And it's kind of starting to work, but like still, I'm convinced that I'm probably never gonna go viral. I am sitting in my bed as I'm saying this, so don't judge me. But I'm probably never gonna go viral because you know why? I'm not just sitting around and living and breathing content. And I'm also just not constantly on the internet. And so if you're like me and you work a 9 to 5 and your destiny or, whatever your creative path, your entrepreneurial path or your purpose has not taken off yet, don't beat yourself up and don't feel guilty and don't measure yourself up to other people who they have, yes, had to put in work and had to build themselves up, but they're not living the same life you're living. They're not working the same job you're working. Okay. They probably never had a full-time job in their life. And you're sitting up here measuring yourself up to them, wondering if you're going to go viral and when you're going to go viral. You may never go viral, but what if you just reach a few people who really, really need to hear what you have to say? What if you do go viral, but it's like 10 years later from when you started the content, right? And so at that 10-year mark of you making content, now you're really in your niche. Now you're really in your bag. Now you really know what you're talking about. But you have went through this process of mastery. So I'm just sending this message out there because somebody may need to have a quick word of encouragement in this age that we live in. Everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to have the think piece post that everybody's looking at, or everybody wants to have the message that someone needs to hear, right? Especially when we talk about spiritual, esoteric, spaces where we're trying to awaken people, we're trying to connect with people, we're trying to make sure that hey, we're reaching and teaching and touching as many people as possible, right? But even if you're not in that space and you're just in a creative, artistic space, you still want to have that reach. But I'm just saying this to say don't get discouraged too, because I'm in those shoes as well. And I just want to share the fact that please keep in mind you're not living the same lifestyle as some of your faves and some of your influencers. Some of these people have been had money, they've been had access, they've been had people helping them pay their bills and take care of them. And for some of us that are, posting on social media and trying to be consistent and we're struggling with that, is not because something's wrong with you, it's because your whole life doesn't revolve around the internet. And that's okay. You're living and taking care of things outside of these platforms. And that doesn't mean that you still can't try and put yourself out there, but it's just a perspective shift to remind you that your path is different and don't measure yourself by someone else's standards.